Hi, I'm Emma Soy, author of Peer Relationships at School, New Perspectives on Migration and Diversity. The migration literature has tended to define diversity in ethnic and national terms. So, for example, because Jack is English and Rani is Syrian, differences of ethnicity and nationality are central in how these young people relate to each other. Migration scholars like Schinkel and Vavel have argued that this ethnonational paradigm reproduces a type of nationalism in migration studies, positioning the newcomer as an outsider and therefore as an interruption to the naturalised relationship between nation, citizen and state. This so-called methodological nationalism in migration studies is reflected and magnified in inflammatory media narratives, which position the white British host against the racialised migrant or refugee. Pick up any newspaper today, and you're likely to find this narrative somewhere in its pages. Research has found that the British press is more likely than any other media in Europe to frame migration as a threat to culture, welfare, security, and the health system. This us versus them narrative is reflected in a wider policy discourse, which tends to see ethnic and religious diversity as a challenge. As Wessendorf has noted, this discourse sees a major solution to the challenge as the enhancement of positive relationships between people of different backgrounds. According to Glick, Schiller and Chalash, this discourse assumes that embodied differences, including divisions of ethnicity and race, necessarily prefigure the nature of urban social relations. The implication, in turn, is that these divisions can be overcome by social interventions within a politics of the commons. During my doctorate, I worked on one such social intervention, a large EU-funded project which examined the effectiveness of school-based interventions for migrant and refugee wellbeing in 6 European countries, including the UK. I was responsible for organising and evaluating these programmes in 2 secondary schools in England, conducting focus groups and questionnaires with young people and their teachers. One intervention took place in a highly ethnically diverse school in East London, the other in Brighton and Hove, where ethnic diversity is less commonplace. Organising the programmes in both schools gave me rare insight into the everyday social dynamics of school life. Spending time in the schools deeply challenged my preconceptions about the importance of ethnic or national differences, allowing me to compare and contrast the situated dynamics of diversity in each context. I observed young people's peer relationships in the classroom, corridors and playground. I also conducted 38 semi-structured interviews with young people, teachers, parents and local community workers. During my time at both schools, I found that social differences well beyond ethnicity and nationality, including language, religion and inequality, made a difference in the lives of young people. At the same time, I discovered that young people's social lives were not always defined by their differences or similarities. Instead, I observed and heard about profound moments of friendship and closeness that couldn't be captured in an identity framework. These moments weren't based on membership of an in-group or out-group, but rather on a sense of common humanity and mutual respect for the other's unique otherness. In the book, I use philosopher Martin Buber's theory of the I-it and I-thou relation to conceptualise the interplay between boundary making on the one hand and moments of mutual humanity on the other. In doing so, I hope to offer new ways of thinking about social life in migration contexts, avoiding explicitly communitarian or cosmopolitan ideals. I argue that the situated dynamics of diversity at both schools have important implications for broader understandings of and approaches to social cohesion today. I hope that you'll enjoy it.